as you can see in the, in this slide here, right? So we have mainly, we've tried to put up some of the most common service based companies and some of the most common product based companies. There will be many more service based companies and many more product based companies, but the kind of skill set that is required, or what these companies are looking for, it remains the same, right? So it is not that easy to get into any product based company. What is the skill set that they are looking for, how can anyone get into a product based company? We'll get into those details, right? But before that, if you see broadly, Tech Mahindra, Infosys, HCL, Tata Consulting Services, Wipro, these are some of the most common service-based companies. Whereas Amazon, Uber, Adobe, Microsoft, Google, it can be anything, right? Any other company, any product-based company. You can take Flipkart, Ola. As the name suggests, any company that builds its own product to serve consumers, or that builds its own tech product, is a product based company. It can be any company. You take any new startup or any Dunzo, or any app that you download, right? Swiggy, Ola, or anything. These are all product based companies as well, right? That is the big boom that happened in the software industry, right? After 2000s, 2010s, we had a big boom of startups. We see a lot of the internet boom happened, and we have a lot of companies or a lot of startups trying to build their own products. Whatever you see, all these are product based companies. And to give you an example, right, when the software boom started in the early 2000s in India, right? So back then we used to have only some of the service based companies, like TCS used to be there, Infosys, or HCL, or these kind of companies were there since 2000s. And if you see the salary trends, TCS, or Cognizant, or TCS, or Wipro, or these kind of companies, they used to pay around 2 to 2.5 lakhs for a fresh graduate who is a fresher, who is straight out of college, right? Even to this day, if you see the growth in salary, now they are paying maybe 3.3, 3.5 lakhs, right? Whereas if you take any startup, you take even Flipkart, or that's an established startup, or you take a new and upcoming startup, like maybe a common example that many of you might know is something that is established as maybe 2015 or 2016, or Swiggy. You take any example, even these guys are ready to pay, or are actually paying freshers 12 to 15 lakhs, right? That is the kind of demand that is there for software engineers, but not for any software engineers. There's something called generalized software engineers, right? What is a generalized software engineer, and what is it required? We'll get into those details. But this is the kind of boom that is, or the kind of opportunities, or the kind of demand that is there in the job market. But what happens is, the skill set that is required is completely different for product based companies or service based companies. That is why you see, right, a lot of software, a lot of product based companies, maybe they hire from some of the top colleges in India, or they prefer hiring experienced people. This is what we have seen, or we have observed with these companies. This is the biggest problem, right? So what is the skill set that is required for these product based companies, and why do they pay such high salaries, right? If we go into those details, as you can see on the screen, what is the biggest skill that these people expect is, they are not looking for people who are language experts or tool experts. What I mean by that is, someone who knows only one language, maybe Java or C language, really well, or someone who is experienced in a tool or anything like that, right? What they are looking for are problem solvers, someone who can build a product, or someone who can work on a problem at scale, right? What I mean by that is, someone who can solve a real world engineering problem, someone who has a skill set that is required to solve problems, right? Engineering problems, mainly what they look for is problem solving, and people who are ready to build a project, or work on a project, or build a product, right? There is a certain skill set that is required for these companies compared to service based company. That is why you see companies like all the service based companies, you can take any company, they have they train people for 5 or 6 months, or there's something called some people are on bench, or there are lakhs of employees in a company, and all these things, right? That doesn't happen in product based companies. They're looking for people who can contribute right away, the skill set that is required, right? So to take an example, what is an engineering problem, or what is a real world problem, or what does it mean to solve engineering problems, or why is the revenue per person, like it says here, very high, or what are the transferable skills that these companies are looking for, right? I'll take a very simple example, right? So all of us know WhatsApp, right? WhatsApp is a very famous uh, product that is used by many people across the world, billions of people across the world, right? So to tell you about something like, you take any example here, Google or Microsoft or anything, I'm taking WhatsApp here, right? So maybe, right, even before WhatsApp is now acquired by Facebook, but even before it was acquired by Facebook, WhatsApp was started by maybe 10 to 15 people, right? The kind of product that WhatsApp is now, that is serving billions of people, that is started by 10 to 15 people, right? What these guys did was, they are problem solvers. They can build a product. If it is built for 100 people today, after 1 year, if it is required or if it is used by 1 lakh people, still it can be used. That is the way that product is built. That is what scalability means, right? That is what transferable skills are, right? So if you, it is all about problem solving and working on a project and building a product that can scale, right? That is the kind of skill set. Writing a clean code or writing a code that can be used by anyone or and whatever, right? So something like that. So if you see WhatsApp, maybe, started by 10 to 15 people, maybe they built that service for maybe 1,000 people or 2,000 people at the beginning. But right now, after 10 to 12 years, WhatsApp is used by billions of people. Around 3 billion people use WhatsApp, right? Across the world. Even then, it is scalable. It can be used by those people. These are the products. That is what it means to build a product. Or you take Google search, right? It was built by maybe 10 to 20 people at the beginning. It keeps improving and it keeps developing, but the skill set that is required is different. That is the real world problem solving skill set. There's something called data structures algorithms or core computer science concepts that are required to build these kind of products, right? We'll get into those details as well, but why I'm telling you this is the main difference between a product company and a service based company. In any service based company you take, there'll be lakhs and lakhs of employees, right? Their biggest problem will be they are always looking for clients. People will be working for a specific client, right? And what happens is they will be supporting a project or working on some small part of a larger project. Let's say a company based out of US wants some kind of support work that it requires, right? Maybe some small part of a larger project that they want to work. Maybe these guys keep saying, I'm working for an insurance client, I'm working for in banking domain, all these things, right? So they're working for different clients across different sectors, but at the end of the day, the revenue that they generate is limited by the client that they have or the project they are working on, right? We'll get into the salary details as well. Whereas if you take an example of Google or anything, once Google becomes successful as a product, maybe it started with 15 people or 20 people, or they build a product. Once it becomes a success, it can be scaled to millions of people, but at the same time, the revenue is unlimited, right? As Google keeps growing up and starts increasing the features in different products that they have, you have millions and billions of customers who are using. So the revenue is limitless, whereas the number of employees won't grow that much, right? Whereas if you take a service based company, that is the biggest